Game number 1 in the best of 3 series here at the Caseking Christmas Cup between Mana, starting down to the bottom right, and his Zerg opponent on King Station up to the top left. We have JaeDong. The Dong himself in the first round has to deal with a young Polish player who turned 20, I think, a week ago. So Mana actually growing up. I'm not casting alone today. I have taught with myself. And how old are you by now?
I'm gonna be 30 soon, man. I'm growing up too.
Really? You're 29?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even know.
Hey, thanks, D-bag.
Just you wait. You're going to be old like me in a few days.
Are you 30?
Ah, thank you. Thank you.
What?
Oh, Todd, I love you. Like, seriously, you're the first French person that I told that to, but, like, I love you. With all my heart. Now you've made up for any bad thing that you did in the past to me.
So don't worry, there'll be plenty of more bad things, though.
Oh, yeah, but you have a lot of credit right now. Asking me if I'm 30 already. Ha! Cute.
Okay, Mana, it's a little bit weird here. I was fully anticipating a Nexus first, but rather than that, he went for a gate in his main without a wall, and then he's scouting after it. So this might just be, you know, the gateway that you get just before the Nexus, but without a gas.
Mm. It was actually funny now, like that you say like a bit that you expected something different, because one of the things that really happened at the beginning of the tournament, there was a lot of players didn't really mind when they would play, even if it's in the middle of the night for the Koreans. But they kept pestering me about it, and at some point I was like, guys, like I tell you, but you already said like you don't care which slot you get. And he's like, yeah, I don't care which slot. I just want to make sure that I have the perfect build against my opponent in the first round. So if you think about that system that we're having right now, it's perfect for them. They have like days to prepare for opponent number 1, and after they played their game, they have roughly another 24 hours where they know their opponent and can prepare for him as well, which is pretty awesome, I feel, for them.
Ooh, Mana actually led the pylon finish.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, right? Like, he doesn't have a forge. I don't know
if you prepared that.
I don't think that was really intended.
It's the double bluff, man.
The double bluff, or he just like hammered on that escape key so many times when he was rage quitting a game that it's broken by now. Or you think that would be more you than him?
Let's change the subject, man. Let's focus on the game.
Do you remember Korea when you had like Shakura's plateau against Zerg and you were always so mad and then you just started cannon rushing them all and that actually won you the games?
I remember when I cannon rushed Don Gregu, and then he was really unhappy.
That was always funny. Like every time when you lost,
like, what a waste of time.
Every time you lost a couple of games, and on Shakura's plateau, I saw you go for the same cannon attempts and same cannon placements, and they worked like so well. It was funny as hell. But you kind of mostly played them when you were really in rage. So yeah,
man.
Good times. A while back already.
Thank you for reminding me.
What? That was fun.
Definitely.
Alright, so that pylon that Mana didn't block earlier, that gets taken out by JaeDong now. The Dong is also in possession of a third base, or will be very soon. We have him up at the top, down to the bottom right. Let's see what we have there. We see a bit of scouting going on for JaeDong, moving to his opponent's base. Of course, trying to find out what kind of tech Mana is going for. So far, there's not really a lot to see. The double gas is going to be important, of course, but there's no tech just yet. Pylon placement is always nice if you see that at the beginning as a Zerg player. It makes it easier for you to send one of your own overlords in to the right position and not get sniped immediately.
Okay, Kaldor, we got a problem. We have a Twilight being made in the wall right now for Mana, and a hidden probe out on the map.
You think we are gonna see DTs again?
Maybe. Nah. The thing is, usually when you want to start a dash run immediately after your Twilight, you get it when your Twilight is halfway through done, because it's a 50 seconds building and pylon is 25. But now he didn't make it, so I guess it's not going to be DTs. Yeah, he starts blink.
It's going to be the meta, Todd. He like hides the Twilight Council in plain sight and goes for something completely different. That Zergling, by the way, spotted
Twilight Council, and then Chronobu starts probes and starts the third Nexus as a ninja.
Yeah, meta incoming.
Actually, that wouldn't work because JaeDong's overall placement is Dong-like, man.
It's Dong-like. I guess that works for him. JaeDong, by the way, with now 18 Zerglings and also a Spinecrawler, so he's playing it really safe at this point. The second Zergling that he sent out, by the way, Overlord snipe. Second Zergling that he sent out already saw the Twilight Council, and he saw also that that was spinning and that there was an upgrade. So he knows that something is happening. And against Blinkstalkers, if you have Speedlings, you're in a great spot. But JaeDong got that speed upgrade very, very late. Actually, he just started researching it as a reaction to what he scouted, and builds therefore now 2 Spinecrawlers too, just to be on the safe side and to make sure that he's not going to die to Blink Stalker all ends.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Like JaeDong saw the blink starting, but he doesn't know how many gates there are up right now, and you see he's clearing the top right hand side of the map with 1 Zergling just to make sure there is no pylons there.
I
And
think
now
he was
he's
just
gonna
scared.
start double Evo? What?
He starts what?
Double Evo chamber.
I think what here actually just happened there is like JaeDong wanted to play that greedy. Then he sees the Twilight Council and he thinks, okay, there might be a blink all in. So that's why he built the double Spinecrawler. Didn't he cancel one of those? No, he let both Spinecrawlers through. As you said, he scouted to the top right. And when he saw that there was no immediate attack incoming, I think that's when he decided, alright, I really can't just like go back into an eco game. And that's why he threw down the double evolution chamber to get the upgrades. Because he realized that he didn't have to face an attack. And he already had a significant amount of Zerglings out there, so he knew that even if there were a few units, he could deal with them.
I think you're right. He figured out already that mana wasn't going to be aggressive, so he's like, well, you know what? I'm just going to get some upgrades. Worst comes to worst, and he attacks, and he double or triple faked me. I can cancel those upgrades, get more units out. But yeah, now he sees the third, and JaeDong knows exactly what's up. He knows that mana is on blink, that he's going to get +2. That from there he could take into Colossus. 18 drones in the production tab. Merry Christmas. Early to you.
It was actually like funny when the tournament was announced. A lot of people were like, "Oh my God, Calder is such a nice guy! A 1,000 euro Christmas present for life or whoever, like you name it." So it's really a Christmas tournament, and this time the presents are up for grabs. You have to make some effort to get them. JaeDong is trying to do that. Mana, what do you think about this position right now? I mean, considering how he started into the game, considering that usually this is a matchup where he starts to struggle, he didn't really allow any kind of those early things that always seem to happen to him in this matchup. How would you judge his position at this point?
I like it. I mean, he's on blink and +2. He's getting additional gateways. He has so much initiative. He can choose what to do from there, whatever he wants. And usually the best way to decide is to start sending hallucinated phoenixes across the map, see what's up, and then decide. And right now, he's sending the first one. He's going to be able to confirm the third base, which he hadn't even seen yet. I mean, that's some kind of record at 10 minutes 30. He still has the pylon on the left-hand the probe on the left-hand side, which he's going to use to make a pylon. So I think mana being on as many gates that he's going to be on here in a second, which is, I think, 8. He could attack from the left, kill those debris at the natural of JaeDong, and try to do a very strong timing, basically anything you could get on layer tech. You know, pre-muta, pre-infestor, pre-swarmost.
Yeah, talking about tech, we have the infestation pit already done for JaeDong. He put that into place earlier, but now it's more important for him to get that speed upgrade for the roaches that he's currently looking at. Counter aggression down to the bottom, where he's trying to take down the Zerglings. Nice move by Mana to put them into that small pocket to save as many as he can. In total, he lost 4 Zerglings so far, and JaeDong is actually going to get a few more. He's moving in again, and he doesn't care about that cannon at all. Kills another 3. 7 Harvesters killed total. We're looking at 56 versus 68 in favor of our Zerg player, who's also having a 30 supply lead overall and trying to increase that. And JaeDong goes for Swarmhosts here on this map. Not really a big surprise.
Starts the Enduring Locust just because he knows he's going to be under pressure. Doesn't think he has time to get infestors or anything like that. And right now JaeDong knows he's going to be attacking from the left-hand side. But even though he has a lot more supply, especially in terms of army, 73 to 55, the force fields, man, they're going to be very hard to counter here. He's going to have to maybe bait some, use the Spinecrawlers. Actually, his army, he's going around. That's so smart. I think that's going to work so well for him.
Yeah, but he has to attack, and he does. And oh, the force fields immediately by Mana. Nice position for him here, but he needs to be careful. He's still trapped. Nice donuts against those roaches, but there's just way too much Zerg and not enough mana. So he moves back with the Mothership Core and is now safe at home again, increasing just now the numbers of upgrades that he gets. +3 attack going to be important for those Colossi that he wants to build. And of course now we are entering a phase of the game where Mana doesn't have to only deal with those Zerglings and Roaches, but it's time for the Swarmhosts to make an appearance in the game.
Oh snap! It's gonna be one of those games, Galdor. I know you love them.
There was actually like one Swarmhost game which was absolutely amazing. Like who was playing there? I don't even remember. I think it was Night End that was playing against a Zerg player, and they played for like 15 minutes. And at some point, Night End was just like, "Dude, I can go all day. I know that color loves me right now." And I had to like picture everything that he said like in his voice. I heard it in his voice, and I just laughed. It's like, Calder loves me. This is gonna be fun game.
That was a very sick impression. I didn't know you could do a night end, man.
Dude, my night end is actually really good. I'm just a bit too shy to go for a proper night end on stream now.
That game sounds like fun. I wish I had seen it.
Dude, it was really fun. Not because of the game, but just because of the chat. Emil at some point started typing. It's like, dude, I'm eating here. I don't care anymore. I'm just following your camera because I can't be bothered. And I felt like even more pressure. I'm like, okay, now I'm like observing for 2 or 3 streams. Yeah, it was a very interesting game. It was not Fire Cake versus Mana, but it was quite something.
Yeah, Mana, he always gets this game. He just brings it out in Zergs, man.
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
Guy. I don't know. Maybe he's not even passive.
Oh.
Like he's pretty aggressive.
Yeah, well, he's
I
actually
don't know,
moving in again, but he's already 50 supply down. 50 to 40 supply. That's the lead that we see for JaeDong here on his 4 base as he's trying to build the 4th now. Mana is doing the same thing. The swarm hosts everywhere. JaeDong breaking through the left side so that he can move in again. And he's also now with a hive tech completed getting his first Vipers.
That's cute, by the way. JaeDong left a few infestors in his main in case the War Prism was to fly in there, which is very common against something like Swarmhost. Right now he's counter-attacking. He's using the little bit of mobility that he has with the Zerglings and Roaches to make sure he gets a cancel on that 4th base. But I really think that JaeDong not being able to take a 4th is much bigger than Mana not being able to take his. And now Vipers were just made.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just like the situation better for Mana here.
Yeah, he's behind in supply, but like as you said, having the 4th base denied to him is not as big of a deal as losing out on the 3rd as for JaeDong. JaeDong needs to try and make some kind of play here. Mana didn't really get any building damage in just yet, but both of them had to cancel a base, that 4th that is, and so far those Lings and Roaches don't really do anything for JaeDong. The amount of Swarmos that we see on the map is at 21, which is pretty significant, but they haven't really done as much damage as you would think right now. If you look at resources lost, it's 4,000 for both of them. Very similar.
I really think that Mana here, if he went for Storm and then did the timing, he would be able to finish the game. Because JaeDong, he doesn't get, you know, that sick amount of Swarmos where you can't break through. He just gets 21, and I say just 21. That's still a lot. He doesn't get like 25 to 30. So the adducts.
How shitty is that feeling when you start to like recall your army and that one Colossus feels like, okay, awesome, it's fine, I'm safe, and then you get abducted out of the recall just 1 second. You can really see that as a comic, and it's just like this, oh shit. Poor Colossus.
Oh god, Galdor, it's gonna be one of those games for sure now, because he's Fleet Beacon starting.
I don't know, I like
I
this.
could go AFK for a bit.
Oh yeah, you can go and grab a drink, dude. Like I'm happy with those games. It's fun because you can like focus a bit more on the personal side of the units. We might have a hero Colossus again with like 200 kills or something like that.
Okay, since it's gonna be a long game, can you give us a little bit more night end?
Not on command. Like I don't know, maybe later. I'm gonna work.
What would night end say here if he was watching this?
If Naiden was watching this, that's a tough one. I don't know what he would say. I can try to make the accent again, but I'm not quite sure what he would say.
I know what you would say. If this is balance, then I'm the Queen of England. Is that the line, man?
Yeah, I would probably think like he's gonna say something. It's okay, I'm gonna win. I can't do it, like.
You should have invited Night End to your tournament, man.
We need a Night End soundboard, that's what we need. We don't need Night End, we just need a Night End soundboard. By the way, we see a mothership.
And static defense going down in the middle of the map, so... I was gonna talk about how JaeDong has never been really good at Swarmos, but so far in this game, I feel like he's done it pretty well.
Took lessons from Snood.
Why you laugh? No, really, though, why you laugh?
Oh god, like we need to invite Knight into this call, I feel. But yeah, you're right. Like the Swarmo play that we see from JaeDong here is actually like pretty good. It always that's kind of what it looks like when you have Snoot. And what I really like about his play here too is that in comparison to so many other Zerg players, he is first of all just building spore crawlers everywhere. As we see at the top where we have that run by Mana that doesn't do anything because of the spine crawlers and the static defense. And also the creep spread on the map is really good. Mana has been killing creep tumors the entire game, and he took down 30 already. But we still have JaeDong with that extra speed for the locust and for everything that he has here. So that really works well for JaeDong, because he also sees what's going on with that warp prison that warps in again another round of zealots and really just tries to take down the spine crawlers up there.
Yeah, because they're well upgraded, they're gonna deal well with spine crawlers, but the locust though will say no to them. And yeah, Mana, he needed to start working on the creep. He did just that, but JaeDong is gonna shut it down here with the Zerglings and Roaches. So JaeDong is he's caught up now. He's up to 4 bases. I'm actually surprised he didn't take the gas on his 4th base. He really needs that. He started massing quite a bit of gas. And JaeDong's priority right now should be to make sure that the double Spire is working all the time so that he can get those upgrades going, and that when he needs those corruptors to be made, he can make them all at once and counter the Tempest well with abducts and just good snipes.
Mana with that run-by attempt that he has the entire time doesn't really get any headway. He lost his 4th base in the middle of the map, but he established himself another one, so he is still on decent income. The problem for him really is that all those attempts to really put pressure on JaeDong just don't work. Oh, the High Templars! Oh, they storm themselves there to take at least as many kills with them as they can. But still, this is getting extremely tricky there. Yeah, this is looking bad.
JaeDong he saw some of these targets. He saw 2 of them, so he knows about the Tempest transition. And 16 first corruptors. That's the first batch here, the first of many. From there, if you look at the minimap, it really feels like it's going to be pretty easy for JaeDong to just keep on expanding. And yeah, just take the left-hand side base here as well. Maybe even the right-hand side base. Maybe even the middle base of Mana. Hey, why not, man? Do some pressuring with Locust and static defense. The thing is, he cannot fight head-on. If he gets in there with all of his corruptors, they will get stormed, they will get killed, so he needs to be patient still. JaeDong, he needs to abduct, he needs to stay far, and that's what Mana is relying on to try and get some good snipes. But he doesn't have a revelation on those units right now.
Mana, by the way, has 1 Colossus with 50 kills.
Oh,
just
the
saying.
mothership!
Oh,
The mothership!
oh, the abduct, and goodbye. Mothership useless, confirmed once again.
He tried to recall. It wasn't in the greatest position. He had to bring it back a little bit, and now it's something he needs to remake, something that's going to take a long time. And during that time, it's not going to be cloaked. So JaeDong just gets in there, starts abducting again, and snipes a bunch of Tempest.
And Mana is really just like sitting tight on that base now. JaeDong is building his 5th, or has his 5th build up to the top right. If you look at the upgrades just alone, the +3 attack upgrade for Mana, +1 armor. The middle of the map is being attacked by the Locusts again, and Mana, well, he's already losing another pylon there. So this is really starting to look, I don't want to really say really bad for him, just because he's still on 5 bases, but he's under so much pressure, and he just feels like all his attempts to buy himself a bit of space to breathe doesn't really work for him, since there's just like too much static defense for JaeDong, and he even kills the warp prison right now. Just moves up with the corruptors and takes it out.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is looking pretty bad for Mana right now. Like, I see spores and creep spreading out. It feels like JaeDong is just choking Mana slowly.
Yeah.
And I'm literally picturing him like choking him out right now. With Mana not being able to do anything. He needs to call up on the might of Nighten or something. There's not much that's gonna save him here.
Mana is 20 now, okay? Like, he's not that little kid anymore that we knew. He's a man now.
Yeah, sure.
Where he's supposed to be. 90 kills on the Colossus, by the way.
Yeah, that was a little bit of fail move here by JaeDong to get in there and not even get the snipe on those Tempest. He lost a few corruptors, but in terms of gas, he's in Zerg heaven right now.
Oh yeah, 3,200 gas. That's definitely when you know that you're in a good position as a Zerg player. The mineral income for him is pretty decent as well, and just the upgrades that he's getting out there. +2 armor, +2 attack, the 3rd attack upgrade for the Locust, and Mana is just like sitting here and taking the punches and trying to just like prevent the fifth base from dying, but the fifth is already down. Resources lost. It's only a 6,000 resource difference that we see there, but still, like, those locusts are doing work.
Yeah, they are being very annoying right now, just sieging that middle base, and JaeDong is, even though he's revealed right now, he's still looking for the abduct. The mothership is gonna get abducted again. Recall's not available, so he's gonna get the snipe. With 2-2 upgrades, whereas Mana just got his 2 attack. 3-3 starts here for JaeDong for his air units. He's still spreading the creep all over the place on the map. And Mana is just slowly dying a painful death.
I mean, he's starting to move out right now, and his amount of Tempest is pretty significant. I mean, we're looking at 13 here. The question is, what can he do with those? He's trying to take down at least as many of those additional, like, Spore Crawlers that we have, but here come the Abducts again. He doesn't have the Storms in there. He gets a few kills against the Corruptors, but just not enough. And down to the left side, we have now again another base being attacked by Locusts, slowly and steadily taking down one cannon after another. And even the +3 attack upgrade now for Mana, but just look at JaeDong moving in, 1 Abduct, 2 Abduct, get them one at a time, and just snipes those Tempests. He's doing this so well, and Mana, he must feel like he's, like, in this situation, like, what is there to do? What do you think, like, he could have done better starting into that mid-game?
I think there was a few timings that he could hit, just because the way he delayed the 4th base of JaeDong. He had a bunch of Colossus up, he didn't really take any damage. There was a few timings with a bunch of Colossus and Storm that he could have hit, where he would have done a lot of damage, maybe even won the game right there and then. Just choosing to take to air as early as he did is just very difficult, and there's no room for mistakes, and he made those mistakes, especially with the first one where he lost the mothership, which is unforgivable.
Well, we have
just want to give him a hug, man.
Well, when you're up against the Dong, then you are bound to have, like, a tough time. Right now we have Mana actually at still 175 supply. He has decent, like, income, or well, the income is not that great anymore, but he has a decent bank, at least in minerals. He just doesn't have the gas to do anything with it. So now he's, like, losing more and more units. The resources lost, of course, are changing in favor of JaeDong significantly. Even with all those storms, the damage is simply absorbed by the Corruptors. They are so tanky here, and he could just use those queens to heal them up again. He has 6 queens with a few transfuses. He would put them to a full HP once more. Mana killed a ton of structures right now. 15, 16 Spore Crawlers, 12 Spines. It just doesn't matter. The Tempests might be able to get those kills in, but he loses too many of his units. He's being pressured down at the bottom again. His income is plummeting down now that most of his bases are either mined out or already dead. He only has a few mineral patches left. So the army that is currently calling his own is the only thing that he can use, and it doesn't really seem like JaeDong is going to allow him to kill him here.
And now it's going to be so hard for Mana to use High Templars on the ground, because he's lost most of his Colossus. He has just 1 left. So even though he remade the mothership, I'm pretty sure this could be targeted and abducted very quickly. And right now JaeDong, he's just getting a ton of Corruptors, building up his Corruptor count a lot, and then I think very soon he's going to want to look to end it. He has a much better economy. It's for Mana to make something happen, but there's really nothing he can do right now.
Oh, the Queen! Poor Queen. Do you see that? She ran through the entire map, but she still died. And the Swarmos is doing the same! No!
You mean Saga?
You've been playing way too much Heroes, dude.
Oh, the Storms. How many Swarmos are there left? 19? Where are they? They're like in the middle of the map, you know?
In the middle, I think, yep. Pretty much most of them are in that mid base. Oh, look at the Corruptors. He actually sacrifices a lot of the Corruptors here. JaeDong might be able to kill a lot, but he's gonna lose every single one of those Corruptors. Wow.
If Mana actually pulled back now and made a bunch of Void Rays, maybe he would have a chance, because JaeDong is really broke in terms of minerals, but I think Mana is just gonna stay in the middle of the map and lose in about 10 seconds when the Corruptors fly and kill everything, because 25 Corruptors ain't nothing to fuck with, man.
Yeah, it's just like that massive amount of units that he suddenly, like, puts in. I mean, he has the bank, and he kind of depleted the bank. If Mana would be able, with maybe a few sick Storm combos, to get that, but he doesn't even have High Templars, so there's a really slim chance of that happening. Now that the Corruptors move in, yeah, if those Corruptors take down the Tempests, then it's basically lights out. But JaeDong didn't even send in all of them at once. He sent in a first batch, but I still don't think that it's going to be enough for Mana to defeat them.
Mana starts Anion Crystals. That's I don't think you have to worry about mutas, bro.
Yeah, there's the GG. JaeDong wins on King Sejong Station. The first map in the best of 3 series against his Protoss opponent. So 1-0 lead in the best of 3. Hit the Caseking Christmas Cup, and we are gonna go into the second game between JaeDong and Mana in just a second. Catalina is the second map here at the Caseking Christmas Cup in the round of 16 match between JaeDong, starting to the left side here, and Mana at the bottom right. So our Zerg versus Protoss started out on King Sejong Station with JaeDong taking it in a Swarm Host game against Mana. Now we're looking at game number 2. I'm Carlo, and with me is Todd, bringing you this game, and Mana actually moving down to the ramp for his first pylon. So could potentially even see some cannons in action here.
Yeah, usually when you want to go for cannon rush, you send that probe to scout after you make the forge, but it's a 3-player map, so yeah, I think it's definitely still possible that you would want to go for that. The thing is, what's probably going to happen here is going to scout the main of JaeDong very quickly, and then JaeDong's going to say, well, you scouted me early, what should I do? Pull 14 and then hatch, just to play it safe. Then again, it's the Dong, man.
Well, but if you think about it, like the Dong had quite a few experiences with cannon rushes. Like one series against SOS comes to mind. You would think that he's gonna play it safe. Better safe than sorry.
By the way, there wasn't any donations made today. I was looking forward to that sound.
The sound, no,
That's
actually,
sound.
I turned the sound off for today because we're having like a proper tournament. Yeah, so I turned it off for today. But I don't think there have been any Christmas presents just yet, anyways.
Make sure to wait until Caldor's next stream.
There's the spawning pool that you've been mentioning. So we indeed have him with the spawning pool here, the Overlord to the bottom right. That's always awesome. If you have a Zerg player on a 3-player map, you send the Overlord into the right position, then you know from the beginning what's going on there. You have there's no doubts about what your opponent could do, and early scouting information. Just so damn good. Exactly what we're seeing here. Overlord moves in, sees that we have the Nexus first into Forge. So JaeDong has his own pool up, meaning that Mana will not have any luck cannon rushing him. Cannon rush in general are still like so amazing to me. I can still like remember when Hearthstone told me that he took lessons from, I think, King Cobra to get all the good cannon rush spots on every single map against like Zerg and Terran. It was just
That's
brilliant.
pretty smart, man.
It's really smart, yeah. It's like, why should I waste time and try to find all those things out for myself when I know there's like 1 or 2 streamers that do nothing else but cannon rush every single day and even got into Master or Grandmasters League with that. I'm just gonna like take lessons from them, and just 1 or 2 hours and I know every single spot there is on every map against any race.
You know what he should have done actually? Taken lessons in cannon rushing from SOS himself for $3,000 an hour.
That would have made me a bit expensive.
Yeah, but you get a sick return on investment when you win tournaments. It's cannon rushing.
Well, if you would actually learn the skill as well, I guess you're right. If you only learn the positions and it's still up to you to execute all of that, then it's becoming a bit trickier if you're really getting your money's worth.
Caldo with the shots.
What? There was no shot fired! There was no shot
You're
fired
talking
there.
about the skill, man. Saying we're shit compared to SOS, so even if we know where to cannon, we can't pull it off.
I didn't say it like that.
I read between the...
You read between the lines, alright. Good to know. But yeah, we're not even talking about you. I mean, you could, of course, take SOS any day. I was just like talking about Kevin.
Okay, fair enough.
Does that make it better? Okay.
Yes. I don't believe you for 1 second. Anyway, Mana, in the previous game, he tried to play, like, you know, he wanted to be aggressive, obviously, but he couldn't. And then he went into air rather than attack. So the logical course of action here will be to play a lot more aggressive, maybe even possibly with a 2-base attack, something like a few gateways into an immortal push, or just like a lot of gates and attack. But knowing Mana is the guy that disagrees with me even more than Roddy, which is like, seriously, we need to call the Guinness Book of Records just because me and him think so differently. And you see already he throws down a robo, which is, I think in this situation, very unconventional. So with Mana, I feel like it's very hard to read too much into what he does.
With mana, I feel like my experience and the years as a caster have proven to me one thing. With mana, you only have to make sure that you watch that zealot that is in charge of blocking the wall for like the entire game. That's what you have to do. Because that zealot, for some reason, is always just like getting an F for effort, because he's just like standing there being lazy, being to a side, and these Zerglings always run in. That has been getting better, but with mana you never know. So that's that zealot attacking the rocks, which we just saw a second ago, got me worried already.
Okay, it's starting to make a little bit more sense here. He's dropping down a few additional gates, so yeah, it's gonna be a War Prism. Since he's getting sentries, he's gonna wanna drop that, warp in a few units. I don't think you ever aim for the ramp here to actually go for the kill. But maybe, like say for example, if JaeDong was to send the Overlord that's around the natural of mana in there and got it sniped, that would be a good reason enough to try and do the thing I talked about. But I don't think you should ever pull it off unless you get like really lucky or your opponent really messes up, which I don't think the Dong is ready to give any Christmas presents, man.
You mean he only takes them? He's like the anti-Santa. He goes down the chimney, steals everything, and then runs away.
What's the name of that?
The Grinch?
Yeah! The Dong is the Grinch.
Nah, he's not the Grinch. Like he would have to be like way too like angry for that. You know, he does it in a casual way. I don't think he brings the emotion to the table that the Grinch has, but he does it in like a very casual way. He's gonna get that ramp, by the way. He's moving in already, and bam, there it is, the force field of death, witnessed by so many Zerg players, and being the downfall of an entire race. Kerrigan hates it, I do too, but there it is, Mana gets it off, and has already a few sentries in there. So far we only have the Queen defending, and if with a few consecutive force fields and nice warp-ins, Mana could take down the Dong's main base.
Of course he's gonna do it, and it's gonna work. I predicted he wasn't gonna do it. Thanks, Mana.
Oh, the force field miss, and the Zerglings are in. And with all those roaches already spawning, it starts to look pretty sad for him. I don't think that's going to work here. Nope, it's not. But he might be able to get the Queen.
Yeah, having those roaches hatch in the main, JaeDong just made sure he was gonna hold this no matter what. Even without any units coming up from the natural, he would have held it. So pretty nicely done here, saving those lavas.
You know who was actually...
They rush to a lot of drones and die.
One of the first Zerg players who reacted properly to that force field and on the ramp and dealt with it was actually Nurchio. Like, a lot of Zerg players were dying to that. It was, like, of course, a few years ago. But when that became extremely common, it was played in GSL a lot by players like JYP, even starting with the Stargate, sending Phoenixes out to kill the Overlords, and then moving in with the additional War Prism. And the first one to really start to defeat that, like, time after time was Nurchio, because he always saved up lava in his main base and just waited, and then just produced roaches in the main base, a whole bunch of them, and with those he was able to just delay everything and defend against it. And he was the first one to really pull it off properly. Before that, tons of Zerg players died to it. So that was pretty funny to see that the European could really influence the meta so much.
The roaches, they start taking down the very important sentries here for Mana. He's gonna micro with the War Prism, but that was pretty bad here for Mana to lose as many of the sentries as he did, because he's going for an all-in card, or he cut
actually lost
walkers.
only 2. He lost only 2.
Yeah, but the 2, and he used a lot of force fields.
That's true. Yeah, the energy that he just used up, of course, that's a big problem for him, because now he can't...
Because of that, he aborts. Rather than going for an all-in, he starts the third base.
Oh, nice force fields here. Really well done. Takes down
Cancel the Nexus and go for it now again.
Yes, there it is!
I told you. It's just because of that snipe on the roaches.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But the thing is, Swarmos are gonna start coming out. It's gonna be very hard for this to work. Like again, JaeDong needs to mess up. Actually, it's funny, like the placement on the infestation pits. If Mana went for the same thing he wanted to do before with the Warpism of the ramp here, maybe he could do a lot of damage. But again, you know, there's Swarmos coming out from the main.
But you know, when Mana moves into that third, he could force field the locusts out, just take the base and recall.
Yeah, I guess. He could go into the third base. Okay, he's gonna see there is Swarmos at the natural. I think he's gonna do that, force field the no!
Oh, nice! He moves in, does exactly the opposite from what Todd said. And
No, Caldor said.
I'm not saying anything. Like, you already predicted that Mana is always going to do the opposite from what you say, and so far you've been right most of the time. But really nice snipes on those swarm hosts. I mean, he killed 5 or 6 of them already. The force field at the ramp not really stopping all of those links, but making it difficult for the roaches to really engage. And he snipes again the swarm host. He goes in, 1, 2, go down. Really well played by Mana. He has so much damage done already, but JaeDong isn't dead yet. Army supply is like 59 against 49 now. The Dong is losing the income at his natural though, and Mana with really nice moves here, about to take down that natural. Can always really call back with the Mothership Core. Now he can't, he doesn't have the energy, but he will have it soon. He's still fighting, and he gets his money's worth out of it. He could potentially finish JaeDong off here. 66, and there it is! GG! Mana takes game number 2 and brings us into the third and deciding game in this best of 3 series at the Caseking Christmas Cup. Overgrowth is map number 3 at the round of 16 of the Caseking Christmas Cup between Mana and JaeDong. Mana forcing the third map of his opponent. Starting here to the top right, we have JaeDong in blue, and down to the bottom left on Overgrowth, it is Mana, the Team Liquid player, losing game number 1 on King Sejong Station against JaeDong. But then playing very, very aggressive compared to game number 1. On game number 2 he was able to take down JaeDong there, blinking forward, taking down the swarm hosts, and really snowballing it from there. Mana with a victory. Now we're having him, of course, in the third game. In the next round, a Protoss player is waiting for the victor of this series. We saw earlier San taking down Patience, and Mana or JaeDong are going to face him in the next round. So let's see who's going to take it there. I'm Carlo, with me is Todd. And Todd, if you would have to make a guess, who do you think is going to take game number 3?
I think JaeDong is the favorite.
The
All I
Dong
want for
the
Christmas is a Dong, Caldor.
Sorry, what?
All I want for Christmas
I'm not helping you with that. I'm sorry. Oh, if I
Okay,
wouldn't have
looks like
known that you're
Mana-
French, now I would know.
Mana is going to open with the gateway again, but this time rather than going for the Nexus behind and doing gasless, he opens with the gas on the left-hand side of his base. So that means JaeDong's going to see that a little bit later. So maybe up to a little bit of cheekiness here.
By the way,
Mana was actually one of the guys who used the double gas with one gate for a long time with sentries.
kudos to you. You know, I actually ask again and give you a chance to change your statement, and you were like, just like, no, I go for it again. Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Everybody has their Christmas wish, and I have mine.
Yeah, you're going balls deep with that one, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so no gas just yet for JaeDong. Started things off with his hatch after the pool. We have him with no extractor yet. Mana is starting to scout with a probe down to the bottom left. We have him with the, yeah, as you already said, with that gas to the left. The Overlord is starting to move in here, but he should be able... Nah, he's not going to be able to move that back too fast. But still...
Upon scouting the lack of Nexus here, JaeDong should start a gas and then try and aim to go for speed, which is the logic way you play against the gateway opener. Yeah, by now he knows. He just started the Zealot as well, which wasn't cancelled. A bit unusual.
Mm. Especially since he saw that already, right? I mean, he saw the Zerglings with a probe, so I would thought that he would cancel it there. It doesn't, though. So right now we have him with the Chrono Boost on Economy. Again, the third base for JaeDong on the other hand. Do you think Mana is going to try and contest that third base and put some pressure on it?
Yeah, he's gonna try to be annoying. Force links, you know, prevent drones from being made. Interesting choice by JaeDong. Instead of going for the gas, which is the normal route, maybe he thought it was too late, because he saw it pretty late with his Overlord. I mean, he realized pretty late what it was. Like, ideally, if you play against the gateway, you would like to know about it basically when the gate starts, which you won't unless you start with a drone. So, it's like, well, I'm just not gonna get a gas.
JaeDong gets into the main base of Mana, has sent 2 Zerglings in, one of them survives. That's Ziggy the Zergling, the only survivor here. He's Australian, all Australians are survivor, they battle crocodiles all day, so they can easily like deal with a few Protoss players. Gets in, gets the scouting information, at the end Ziggy is dying though as well. But still, he died for a good cause, don't you think?
Yeah. You know, getting a bit of info, always gonna be important. 3 gates additional, by the way, for Mana. So he's gonna do
The pressure
I
versus
guess
the
the,
4?
the Roddy build.
Is that
If it
the...
was 5 gates. Oh, it's 5. Okay, no, it's the rain build.
What's the Naniwa build? He was the first one with all the gateway pressure against the third base.
Wow, that was Hawk.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
Okay,
Gateways
so, yeah, this is
every day, all day. Yep, you're right. Sorry,
Yeah.
my bad. I apologize. That was... I did not give credit where credit was due.
So with these builds,
Oh, wait.
being on 5 gates, you don't make as many walkers as you would usually. You start warping in a lot of units across the map, and then you move in, hopefully, as a surprise, which right now is going to be the case, because JaeDong hasn't found his pylon. Is he going to check for it? Yeah, he is.
So you're basically saying that Naniwa copy Tuck's build?
Come on. Why are you instigating like this, man?
Hey, you said it, not
He's
me.
probably watching as well. You know what? Yes, he did.
Okay.
What do you take Huck's build, Naniwa, you copycat? Alright, let's focus on the game.
And the game here, we have now Mana with the warp ins that has been scouted, of course. So JaeDong reacting not only with an attempted kill of the pylon, but also with additional Zerglings that he's building. His Roach Warren is nearly done too. So if he can delay a little bit longer, he should be in a really good spot with that. One pylon is about to die.
I don't think Mana is going to give him any time. He's going to get in there now. He has a few force fields, 3 in total at least, which are going to be very important if he can trap roaches and then go to town on them with the zealots that he has. I mean, JaeDong, where does he even send his drones right now? Oh, killing the pro, big deal.
Yeah, JaeDong has 11 roaches coming in. I don't really think this is going to be too bad for him. In terms of army supply, it's pretty even. He just needs to get the roaches together. The Zerglings are already rushing in, buying him some time. The first sentry is down. And JaeDong is going to hold that with flying colors.
What the hell is Mana doing? He didn't even force field with the other sentries before they died. At least one of them.
1 down, 2 down, both sentries already dead, and now JaeDong just moving back with the army that he has. He has really good army supply there. Looking at 39 versus 28, and Mana is on the run. JaeDong is hard on his heels and takes down one zealot after another. That mothership core, the Dong doesn't care about that at all right now. that time warp completely kind of missing. I mean, it covers the retreat, so if the roach is moving back, they have to walk through it. But he doesn't even think about doing that. He's just exchanging the roaches for kills against the zealots, and that buys him time to rely on his economy and just get more units into the game.
Yeah, JaeDong read this so well. He saw the gateways being made in the natural with his Overlord. This is something he's had to play quite a few times against recently. And yeah, he knows how to do this, how to defend, and so far he's done pretty well. The thing is, he might have overextended here a little bit and lost more than he should have, but regardless of that, he had way enough to defend against Mana anyway, who's down to 42 supply against 77. I've seen Protosses come back from wars. Yes, we played a dirty race.
That's getting like really tricky for him now. He's losing another pylon, he's down 30 supply, we have down and we have no tech for him. That's, I feel like, the scariest part of all. There's only gateways for him, there's nothing else that he has, and JaeDong is going straight into the Hydra Den now. We have him with speed for the roaches, the harvester count is at 44 versus 38, and JaeDong can just like pull a red here and just like hit that D button like there's no tomorrow. There's the GG as Mana realizes that there's nothing to do for him any longer. So JaeDong advances in the bracket here at the Caseking Christmas Cup to face Sun in the round of 8 tomorrow. So congratulations to JaeDong. Unfortunately for Mana, he could not break the Zerg curse here. He's now 1-7 against JaeDong, 1-6 actually. And, well, we'll have to fight Dong another time. So congratulations to JaeDong. We're going to see him tomorrow again. And now we're going to go into the next best of 3 of the round of 16.